Dawn comes slowly to the northern wilderness. A thin layer of mist drifts above a wide river, hiding the distant shoreline beneath a pale silver veil. Pine forests stand motionless in the cold morning air, while the first rays of sunlight begin to touch the highest branches. For most animals, the day has barely begun, but high above the river, a powerful hunter is already awake. Perched on the dead branch of an ancient tree is one of North America's most recognizable predators, the bald eagle. Its white head stands out against the dark feathers covering the rest of its body. Beneath a heavy yellow beak, two sharp eyes scan the landscape below. Almost nothing escapes its attention. From this height, the eagle can observe an enormous stretch of territory. Ripples on the water, birds moving between trees, and the slightest disturbance along the riverbank can all become important clues. For several minutes, the eagle remains perfectly still. Then something moves beneath the surface. A fish. The eagle spreads its massive wings. With only a few powerful strokes, it leaves the branch and glides above the river. Its flight appears effortless. Instead of constantly beating its wings, the bird uses rising air currents to remain above the landscape while conserving valuable energy. Below, the fish approaches the surface again. The eagle turns. Its wings narrow slightly, and suddenly, the calm flight becomes a controlled descent. Within seconds, the bird drops toward the water. Its legs extend, its talons open. At the final moment, the eagle strikes the surface and rises again, carrying its prize. The hunt is over almost as quickly as it began. But obtaining food is only one responsibility this eagle must face. Several hundred meters away, hidden high among the branches of a large tree, lies something far more important. Its nest. Bald eagle nests can become enormous structures. Strengthened year after year with branches, grass, and other vegetation, this one has been used before. The adult pair knows every tree surrounding it, every open clearing, every possible approach. And inside the nest rests the reason they are especially alert during this season: eggs. For weeks, the adults have carefully protected them from cold weather, opportunistic scavengers, and predators. One bird frequently remains close while the other searches for food. Their routine is built around protection. Nothing approaching the nest is ignored. A raven flying too near may be chased away. Another eagle entering the territory may trigger an aerial confrontation. Even movements on the ground can attract attention. But nature rarely follows a perfect routine. Later that morning, circumstances briefly leave the nest less protected than usual. One eagle disappears toward the river. The other circles farther from the nest after noticing movement near the edge of its territory. For only a short time, the branches surrounding the nest become strangely quiet. Far below, hidden beneath tall grasses and scattered shrubs, another animal is beginning its own day. At first, there is almost nothing to see. Then the soil moves. A broad head emerges from a shallow burrow. Small dark eyes examine the surroundings. A thick body follows. This is an American badger. And its world could hardly be more different from that of the eagle. The eagle survives by seeing far beyond the horizon. The badger survives by understanding what lies beneath the ground. Its front legs are short but extremely powerful. Long claws allow it to dig rapidly through soil in pursuit of burrowing animals. Ground squirrels, rodents, and other small prey may disappear underground to escape most predators. But not this one. The badger lowers its nose toward the earth. There are scents everywhere. Old tunnels, fresh tracks, possible prey, and something else. A smell carried by the morning wind. The badger turns. It begins moving toward a rocky rise near the trees, slowly, methodically, unaware of what waits above. The eagle's nest is hidden somewhere beyond the branches. And for the moment, the sky appears empty. The badger continues forward. What begins as an ordinary search for food is about to place two very different predators on the same path. One rules the open sky. The other is built for the earth beneath it. Neither animal is searching for conflict. But before this morning ends, one unexpected discovery will transform their peaceful routines into a dangerous confrontation, because the badger is moving closer to the nest, and inside it lies an egg. The American badger continues across the open ground. Unlike the eagle above, it does not need altitude to understand its surroundings. Its world is written in scent, vibration, disturbed soil, and the faint trails left behind by animals that passed only minutes earlier. Its body seems almost designed for one purpose: digging. The badger is low to the ground, muscular and broad across the shoulders. Its front claws are long and powerful, capable of tearing through compact earth with remarkable speed. For animals that survive by hiding underground, this predator is a serious threat. A ground squirrel may vanish into a tunnel. A prairie dog may retreat deep beneath the surface. A small rodent may believe that several feet of soil will provide safety, but the badger can follow. It stops beside a patch of loose earth. Its nose presses close to the ground. Something has passed here recently. The badger begins digging. At first, the movements are slow. Then the pace changes. Its front legs work like powerful shovels, throwing soil behind its body. Within moments, a shallow depression becomes a deep opening. But there is nothing inside. The tunnel is old. The animal that once used it is long gone. The badger lifts its head. For a predator, wasted effort means wasted energy. And energy must be replaced. It moves on. The sun is now higher, warming the open landscape. Small birds cross between shrubs. Insects move through the grasses. Somewhere in the distance, a ground squirrel gives an alarm call. The badger hears it. It changes direction. For several minutes, it follows the sound, but the squirrel has already disappeared underground. Again, the badger begins digging. Again, the earth flies behind it. This time, however, the tunnel branches unexpectedly. The prey has multiple escape routes. After several attempts, the badger stops. Another failure. Hunger is beginning to influence every decision. Normally, the badger's diet can include small mammals, insects, reptiles, and other available food. It is an opportunistic hunter, and survival often depends on taking advantage of whatever the landscape provides. Today, that opportunity seems difficult to find. The badger travels farther and farther. Eventually, its familiar territory begins to disappear behind it. The ground changes. Soft prairie soil gives way to scattered rocks, exposed roots, and patches of dry vegetation. The badger slows. There is something unfamiliar here. A scent, not the strong odor of a rodent, not fresh prey underground. Something different. It follows the smell toward a group of trees standing near a rocky slope. Above those trees is the eagle's territory. But the badger cannot understand the invisible boundaries drawn by another predator. There are no fences here, no warning signs, only instinct. It climbs. The slope is difficult, but its powerful legs help it move between stones and exposed roots. Several feathers lie on the ground. The badger pauses to investigate them. Then it finds something else, fragments of fish, perhaps dropped from above. Small pieces of food scattered beneath the trees. The badger eats what it can find. The discovery changes everything. Where there are scraps, there may be more food. It searches beneath the branches. Above, hidden among thick limbs, the enormous nest remains quiet. The badger moves higher. One step at a time. At the same moment, far beyond the trees, one of the bald eagles is still away from the nest. Its mate remains somewhere beyond the immediate area. For a brief and unusual period, nothing stands between the badger and what lies above. The animal reaches a section of the slope where fallen branches and exposed roots form a natural path upward. Normally, an American badger would not be considered an expert tree climber. But this is not a vertical trunk. The terrain itself provides access. The badger follows the incline. Then it stops. A new scent has reached its nose. Strong, rich, nutrient-dense. The smell is coming from above. The badger climbs a little farther. Branches begin to surround it, and suddenly, it can see the edge of something enormous. A structure built from sticks, lot upon layer, a nest. The badger approaches cautiously. It does not know who built it. It does not understand what may return to defend it. All it knows is that the scent of food is now overwhelming. The badger reaches the edge. Inside lies an egg. For the eagle, that egg represents weeks of protection, incubation, and investment. For the hungry badger, it represents food. The animal hesitates. The forest remains silent. No wings, no warning cries, nothing moves above. The badger steps forward. Its jaws close carefully around the egg. And somewhere beyond the trees, a dark shape suddenly appears against the bright afternoon sky. The bald eagle is returning. High above the trees, the bald eagle is returning. At first, nothing appears unusual. The familiar river stretches beneath its wings. The forest remains calm. The nest stands exactly where it has stood through countless mornings and storms. But as the eagle approaches, something catches its attention. Movement, not in the sky, not along the river. At the nest, the eagle changes course. Its broad wings tilt sharply as it begins circling above the trees. Below, the American badger has already taken the egg. For the badger, there is no understanding of what that egg represents. It does not know about incubation, parental investment, or the weeks the adult eagles have spent guarding their nest. It knows only hunger and opportunity. Holding its prize, the badger begins moving away from the nest. But carrying the egg makes the descent more difficult. The rocky slope that provided access now becomes an obstacle. The badger carefully moves between exposed roots and fallen branches, searching for the easiest route back toward the open ground. Then the light changes. A shadow crosses the earth. The badger freezes. For a moment, the forest becomes strangely quiet. Then a piercing call breaks through the trees. The eagle has seen the intruder, and it has seen what the intruder is carrying. The response is immediate. The bald eagle folds its wings slightly and drops from the sky. Its descent is fast and controlled. The badger hears the rush of air before it fully understands where the danger is coming from. It turns. Above it, the enormous bird is approaching. The eagle does not try to lift the badger from the ground. An adult American badger is heavy, muscular, and armed with formidable claws. Attempting to seize such an animal would be extremely risky. Instead, the eagle uses what it controls best, the air. It dives close. The sudden rush of wings and talons forces the badger to duck. The bird passes overhead and rises again. The badger stands its ground for a moment. Its body lowers. Its claws grip the soil. The egg remains nearby, the eagle circles. From above, it can see everything: the badger, the stolen egg, the nest behind them. The distance separating the intruder from the safety of open ground. Another call echoes across the slope. The badger begins moving again. Faster this time, the eagle turns. Its wings pull closer to its body. A second dive begins. The badger reacts instantly. It drops the egg and spins toward the approaching bird. Its jaws open. Its front claws rise from the ground. The eagle changes direction before making direct contact. It climbs again. Neither predator wants to risk a serious injury. In the wild, even a relatively small wound can become dangerous. For the eagle, damaged wings or feet could make hunting impossible. For the badger, an injury could reduce its ability to dig, hunt, or defend itself. But neither animal is willing to surrender immediately. The badger looks toward the egg, then toward the open landscape below. For several seconds, hunger seems to compete with caution. It returns to the egg. That decision changes the encounter. The eagle circles once more. This time, it remains lower. Its shadow follows the badger across the ground. Every few seconds, the bird shifts position, searching for an opening. The badger attempts to move downhill with the egg again, but it cannot run at full speed while carrying it. The eagle dives. The badger releases its prize a second time. The egg rolls across the uneven ground before stopping against a patch of vegetation. Now the badger faces a choice: return for the food or escape. The eagle does not give it much time. Another pass comes from behind. The badger runs. For the first time since discovering the nest, survival becomes more important than the meal. It races down the slope and reaches the open terrain, but the eagle follows. The badger looks for a burrow. Nothing. It changes direction toward a cluster of shrubs. The eagle passes overhead again. The badger reaches the vegetation, but the bushes are too sparse to provide real protection. Behind them, the abandoned egg lies far from the nest, yet the eagle continues its pursuit. The badger has crossed into the heart of its nesting territory, and instinct drives the bird to push the threat farther away. Another shadow sweeps across the ground. The badger accelerates. Its powerful legs carry it through the grass, but speed has never been its greatest defense. Digging is, and right now there is no time to dig. Ahead lies exposed ground. Behind, the trees surrounding the nest. Above, the eagle, the badger, suddenly understands the situation in the only way an animal can. There is danger in the sky. There is nowhere nearby to disappear. And the predator above can see every move it makes. The eagle rises higher. It circles once. Then again, the badger stops beneath a small, isolated shrub and looks upward. For one brief moment, predator and intruder remain completely still. Then the eagle turns into the wind. Its wings tighten, and another dive begins. This time, there is almost nothing between them. The eagle drops from the sky. Its wings draw closer to its body as gravity pulls it downward, turning the enormous bird into a fast-moving shadow above the open ground. Below, the American badger reacts instantly. It runs. The small shrub that had offered a few seconds of concealment is abandoned as the badger charges across the exposed terrain. The eagle closes the distance. At the last moment, the badger twists sideways. The bird sweeps past only a short distance above it. Dust and dry grass explode into the air from the force of the passing wings. The eagle climbs again. The badger does not stop. Behind it, the stolen egg has already been abandoned. Food no longer matters, only distance. The badger needs to move far enough from the nesting area that the eagle no longer considers it an immediate threat. But that is easier said than done. On the ground, the badger must navigate every stone, root, depression, and bush. The eagle faces none of those obstacles. From above, it can simply adjust its direction. The badger turns toward a line of thicker vegetation. If it can reach the bushes, perhaps the branches will interfere with another aerial attack. It accelerates. The eagle circles. Then it dives again. The badger hears the rush of air behind it. It lowers its body. The eagle passes overhead. There is no attempt to carry the badger away. Such a confrontation would be dangerous for both animals. Instead, the eagle is using repeated defensive passes to force the intruder away from the nest. But to the badger, the distinction means nothing. A massive bird keeps descending from the sky, and every approach could bring claws dangerously close. The badger reaches the bushes. For a moment, the strategy works. Branches break the eagle's direct line of attack. The bird climbs and circles above them, waiting. The badger remains underneath. Seconds pass, then a minute. Perhaps staying hidden is enough, but the shelter is incomplete. The vegetation is thin, surrounded by open ground, and there is no burrow beneath it. The badger cannot remain there indefinitely. It slowly emerges. The eagle notices immediately. Its shadow returns. The badger runs toward another patch of cover. The pursuit resumes. This time, however, the terrain becomes worse. The soil grows harder. Dry earth and stones replace the softer ground the badger depends on for rapid digging. For an animal whose greatest defensive weapon is the ability to disappear underground, this is a serious problem. It stops beside a small depression and begins clawing at the earth. The front legs move rapidly. Dust flies backward. But beneath the surface lies compact soil. The badger digs harder. Above, the eagle turns. There is not enough time. The badger abandons the hole and runs again. Another dive, another sudden turn, another narrow escape. Neither animal has been seriously injured, but the encounter is becoming increasingly dangerous. The badger is spending energy quickly. The eagle must also repeatedly climb after every descent, yet the bird retains the advantage of vision. From high above, there is nowhere for the badger to disappear unnoticed. The badger crosses a stretch of completely exposed terrain. Its body remains low as it runs, then it stops. Ahead stands a cluster of rocks. Beyond them, more open ground, no obvious tunnel, no dense vegetation, no immediate shelter. Behind, the eagle has begun another circle. For the first time, the badger turns and faces the sky rather than continuing to flee. Its posture changes. The body becomes rigid. Its mouth opens. Its claws remain planted firmly against the earth. If the eagle comes too close, the badger is prepared to defend itself. The bird approaches, but it does not land. It knows the danger below. A badger's claws are designed to tear through soil, and those same weapons could seriously injure an attacker at close range. The eagle climbs. The standoff lasts only seconds. Then the badger makes another decision. It moves toward the rocks. There may be a gap beneath them, a crevice, anything that can place solid earth between itself and the sky. It searches frantically. One opening is too narrow. Another ends almost immediately. The eagle circles lower. The badger leaves the rocks. Now the landscape seems almost empty. Open earth stretches ahead. The nearest heavy cover is far away. The badger begins running toward it, but after several meters, something changes. It slows. Its nose drops toward the ground. The soil here is different, softer. A patch of loose earth lies beneath the exposed roots of a small bush. The badger scratches once. The earth gives way. It scratches again. More soil moves. For another animal, the discovery might mean nothing. For an American badger, it could mean survival. The eagle is already turning toward it. The badger begins to dig. Not slowly, not cautiously. With everything it has, its powerful front legs tear into the soil. Earth sprays behind its body. The shallow depression rapidly becomes deeper. The badger pushes its head and shoulders inside. The eagle begins descending. The badger digs faster. Half its body disappears beneath the ground, but its hindquarters remain exposed. The shadow above grows larger. The eagle is coming. The badger continues digging. There is no time to run anymore. No second shelter. No other direction to take. For the animal beneath the bush, the entire confrontation has been reduced to a single question. Can it disappear underground before the eagle reaches it? The eagle descends. Its shadow races across the ground, growing larger with every second. Below, the American badger is still digging. Its powerful front claws tear desperately into the loose soil, throwing dirt behind its body in rapid bursts. What began as a shallow depression is becoming a tunnel, but the badger is not completely hidden. Its hind legs remain exposed. The eagle closes in. For a moment, it seems the badger has run out of time. The bird approaches the ground with its talons extended, ready to drive the intruder farther from the nesting territory. Then, at the final instant, the badger disappears. Its hindquarters slide beneath the earth. The eagle passes directly above the opening. Dust rises. Grass bends beneath the rush of air, but the badger is gone. The eagle climbs sharply. It circles. Below, nothing moves. For the first time since the pursuit began, the advantage has changed completely. In the open, the eagle could follow every movement of the badger. Underground, it can follow nothing. The badger continues digging deeper. Its body is perfectly adapted for this environment. A flattened shape allows it to move through narrow tunnels, while its muscular shoulders provide the strength needed to push through compact earth. Within moments, it has created enough distance between itself and the surface to remain beyond the eagle's reach. Above, the bald eagle circles again. It lands briefly near the entrance. The bird watches, waits, but entering the burrow is impossible. The battleground that belonged entirely to the eagle only moments earlier now belongs to the badger. The eagle launches back into the air. It circles one final time before turning toward the trees. The threat has been pushed away, and now another instinct takes over, return to the nest. The eagle flies back across the landscape. The abandoned egg remains on the ground, where the badger dropped it during the pursuit. It has been carried far from the nest. The bird descends nearby. For the eagle pair, the loss represents a significant setback. Producing and incubating eggs requires enormous investment, yet survival in the wild rarely allows time for mourning. There may still be another egg in the nest, and if there is, it must be protected. The eagle returns to the enormous structure among the branches. Its mate is nearby. Once again, the pair resumes the vigilance that defines the nesting season. The forest slowly becomes quiet, but beneath the ground, the badger is still waiting. Minutes pass, then more. It cannot see the eagle. Instead, it listens. The vibrations above disappear. The calls become distant. Silence returns. Eventually, a dark nose appears at the entrance of the newly dug tunnel. The badger remains motionless. Only its head is visible. It smells the air. Nothing. Slowly, it emerges. First the head, then the shoulders. Finally, the entire animal climbs onto the surface. The landscape looks exactly as it did before the confrontation. But the badger behaves differently now. It does not return toward the nest. It does not search for the abandoned egg. Instead, it turns away from the trees. Its hunger remains, but instinct has delivered a more important message. Leave the badger moves steadily across the open ground. Every few moments, it stops and looks around. Then it continues. Soon, the rocky slope disappears behind it. The trees become smaller, and the territory of the eagles is finally left behind. By late afternoon, the badger has returned to the landscape it understands best. Open prairie, soft soil, burrows, high prey. Here, it resumes its search for food as though the extraordinary encounter had never happened. Above the distant river, the bald eagle takes flight once again. Two predators return to their separate worlds. One belongs to the sky. The other belongs beneath the earth. Neither truly defeated the other. The eagle successfully forced a dangerous intruder away from its nesting territory. The badger survived by using the ability that has protected its species for generations. And their confrontation reveals something important about life in the wild. Strength alone does not determine survival. Speed alone does not determine survival. Sometimes, the difference between escape and disaster is knowing exactly where your greatest advantage lies. For the bald eagle, that advantage was the open sky. For the American badger, it was the earth beneath its feet. If you enjoyed this incredible encounter between the bald eagle and the American badger, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more surprising stories from the wild. And tell us in the comments, which animal impressed you more, the ruler of the sky or the master of the underground? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next adventure.